Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to have a look at Rhino Linux. In the previous video, we tried to install Rhino Linux. I tried to install the Rhino Linux Lomri edition, which actually didn't boot up in my virtual machine. So in this video, we are going to try to install the normal edition of Rhino Linux. I have already downloaded the ISO, but let's have a look at their website once again. This is their website. If you want to download the ISO, you can click on any of these downloads button. The normal version is called Unicorn. We actually install the Lomri edition, but today we are going to just install the Unicorn edition. We have one for x86-64, that is for normal PCs, and we have one for ARM PCs as well. So I've already downloaded it. So we are going to move to the fourth workspace. I have a browser open here. Let me close that. And let's open up Word Manager in this fourth workspace. And we have Rhino Lomri here, which didn't boot up. Let's delete that virtual machine. And now let's go to the top left corner and click on this button to create a new virtual machine. Since the ISO has already been downloaded, we will choose local install media. Let's go forward. Let's go to browse, go to the ISOs directory and choose Rhino Linux, the normal edition, not the Lomri edition. Rhino Linux 2026.1-amd.iso. Let's choose volume. It doesn't detect it. Let's type Rhino Linux. It still doesn't detect it. Let's just choose generic Linux 2024 and let's go forward. For memory, let's use around 6 gigabytes of RAM and 3 of my CPU cores. Let's go forward. For storage, let's select or create custom storage. Go to manage, go to the VMs directory where I keep all my virtual machines. Let's refresh this and let's click the plus icon to create a new volume. Name it as a Rhino and let's give it around 50 gigabytes of storage. Let me click finish so that the storage volume will be created. The storage volume has been created. Let's choose that volume and let's go forward. Let's name the virtual machine as Rhino Linux and then let's finish it. If you want to do any further customizations, you can check this box. I don't want to do anything, so let me click finish and let's get into the live environment. So it says booting Rhino Linux. There is I don't think we will get any choice. We didn't get choice when we did it yesterday. I hope there are no errors. Very good. It's very happy to see the Rhino Linux logo because we were not able to see this when we did it with the Lomri edition in the last video. And we get the cursor and we have a taskbar or a toolbar up here and wallpaper. Yes, we have the panel here and we get the wallpaper. And it's a great thing that this is a virtual machine, but the resolution, I don't think it's a proper resolution, but it has filled the screen. Anyway, first let's do the installation. Anything related to the display resolution, we will check it out after we do the installation. So I don't think it will open up automatically, the installer. So let's click on install Rhino and that opens up the Rhino Linux installer. So welcome to Rhino Linux, a rolling release Ubuntu based distribution with Paxstall and XFCE at our core. And here we have the language American English. I think this will change when we choose the time zone. It has detected that I am from India, so it has chosen the region as Asia and zone as Kolkata. And here you can see the system language will be set to English India and the numbers and dates locales will be set to English India as well. Let's click on next. Next we have the keyboard layout. For me, English US is fine. If you want to choose any other layout, you may well go ahead and do it. Let's go next. And now for the partitioning, you have two options, erase disk or manual partitioning. If I am doing this in a real machine, I may do a manual partitioning, but since this is a virtual machine, I am going to give the operating system the entire control to partition the disk. And here you have options. By default, it defaults to swap to file. You can also have swap with hibernate, swap no hibernate, or no swap. Swap to file is fine. And then for the file system, we have three choices: X10.4, which is the default option, and ButterFS and XFS. I personally am a fan of ButterFS because of its ability to take backups. The backups taken in ButterFS are really good. It's a fantastic file system actually. That's the file system that I use in my real machine as well. So I have chosen it. And if you want to encrypt the system, you can check this box and enter a passphrase. So that will encrypt your drive, your disk, so that without that password, you cannot access that disk, even if you remove that hard disk and put it in another computer. If you want to do that, you may do that, but since this is a virtual machine, I am not going to do that. Let's go next. And it's asking for my name. I'll give my name, and the name of the computer I'll change it to Rhino Linux -Word. And for password, I'm going to give it a small password. I hope it accepts this password. Yes, it does. Login automatically without asking for the password. If you want to do that, you can check this. Let's go next. And this is the summary of what we have done so far: the time zone, the system language, numbers, locales, keyboard layout, and the partitioning, and what is going to happen once I click on install. So let's press install. There is a warning that we won't be able to make any changes if we press on install now. So I don't want to make any more changes, so I'm going to press install now. And this part of the installation is going to take some time, so I'm going to pause the video here and I'll join you once this portion of the installation has been completed. The installation has been completed and the restart now box has been checked. So let's press done so that we can reboot into the installed system. And it says please remove the installation media or press enter. But since this is a virtual machine, we can simply press enter, and let's make this full screen. We are booting into the installed system. And we have reached the login screen. Let's give in our password, press enter. And yeah, we have the welcome screen. Let's close this. Okay, something seems to be wrong here. The setup wizard is here. Let's start. Flatpak, if you want to enable Flatpaks, you can enable it. If you want the Nix packages, you can enable that as well. Snaps and app images, if you want any of these, you can enable them. This is a good option to have. So when you enable this, it also configures the FlatHub repository. So this is a great option as well. Let's go next. And then you have containerization. Which one do you want? If you want to install virtual machine, VirtualBox, you can do that. If you want to Docker, Podman, Apptainer, whatever it is, you may do it. Let's go next. And then extra settings, Nala, it's a alternative front end to apt featuring a beautiful UI or UX. And then you have GitHub CLI, which is GitHub on the command line. And then you have Apport. If you want any of these, you can enable them as well. Let's go next. Now it's asking for some for the password. Let's give in the password, authenticate. The changes are being applied. I don't think I made any changes. Now again it's asking for the password. Authentication needed to run user sudo apt remove Rhino setup. So Rhino setup app is no longer needed, so they want to remove it. So let's do that. Now we have to reboot. Restart your device to enjoy your Rhino Linux experience. We will reboot later. Let's close that. Let's go and have a look at what are the applications that come pre-installed with Rhino Linux. Application grid. When I press on that, it doesn't open. Okay, it opens. It takes a bit of time. It's a bit laggy, but that may be because we are in a virtual machine. So this is the XFCE desktop environment, which has been configured like that. That is really good to know. And then you have what else do we have? We have the Bluetooth adapters managers. We have the clipboard manager. Then we have a dictionary. Display settings. Let's go and see the display settings. Yes, the display resolution has been matched to the display, my screen's display resolution. That's a really cool thing, because normally in virtual machines the display resolution is not set properly. And then you have Firefox stable installed by default. Any other interesting thing that we have MPV, we have mousepad, all pretty standard stuff, nothing out of the blue. We have VS Codium already installed. Web browser is here separately. I think when I click on this, it will open Firefox. I'm not going to do that now. Nothing out of the ordinary. And they say that it has some cool things, like there is a new package manager, Packstall is enabled by default, all those things. We will have a look at that maybe in the next video. If I find anything interesting, I'll have a go through this Linux distribution. If I find anything interesting, we may have a part 2 of this video. That's it for this video. I hope this video was useful. You like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say about this video, you can mention them in the comment section. If you think that this video will be useful to somebody, kindly share this video. Most importantly, kindly don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.